Okay, well, here we go with another on-the-road video. This is going to be like part 3 of the videos that I did on the tether of things. I'm back in Las Vegas now, and it's been a few months since I did the first videos where I talked about some of the processes you have to go through to be able to get rid of stuff and how that goes and how you need to value things. Well, I just want to let you know that I'm still going through a much harder part to this whole process of becoming untethered from things than I ever thought that I would. I'm dealing with now, this is really the third major purge of the last stage of my getting rid of stuff. And what that means is that the things that I have now are things that didn't make it in the first two. So that means that they were things that I felt were quite important, or not just ready to just leave. Things that I thought that I might use in my life. In fact, I've already compromised in the sense of thinking that I would drive my van with my trailer behind me with the other extra stuff that I need. And if you remember my talking in the first video where I was taking stuff down to quartzsite, how much I hated the fact that I was tethered even to my vehicle with the trailer. And I really don't want to live my life pulling that trailer around behind me with extra stuff that I may use once every few months, tools and different things like that. I was much freer when I wasn't thinking about those things that I needed to have and just dealt with what I had. I've added a couple of things that, that I've had need of on the road that I didn't know it until I was on the road, and I knew I had it back here in Vegas. So, I mean, just a couple of small things. But now I'm going through this latest purge, and I'll tell you, I've found myself, part of the reason this has been so difficult and stressful is not just the decisions about what to get rid of. I already know what to get rid of, but it's how to get rid of them. I decided this time, because the items that I have left, things like my GoPro camera, audio equipment, a musical amplifier, different things like that I didn't just want to give away. And I didn't have a place to give them away or donate, like taking them to Savers or Goodwill or something. I really didn't want to do that, so I thought, well, okay, I want to find them a good home. So I put them on Facebook Marketplace. And a lot of things have gone, but a lot of other things haven't. But I found myself, I woke up in the middle of the night last night, just really all stressed out. I've been doing this for about 10 days now in Las Vegas, where, and anyway, what I realized last night, it took a few minutes for me to realize it, that my mindset had changed from what I was coming up here to do. I wasn't coming up here to sell stuff. I was coming up here to rid myself of stuff or get rid of stuff. But because the method that I used was trying to sell things, then I became more interested in the selling of those things, and that stressed me out. So that when something, when someone contacted and said they wanted to buy something or made a deal and it didn't follow through or something like that, then I felt kind of bummed out, because now I'm thinking about the aspect of finishing the sale, or like that's a chore that needs to be done, finish the sale. And last night, thank goodness, I realized the problem that I'd gotten myself into. I was more concerned with the sale of things, the selling of those things, than I was in the ridding myself of those things. And so first thing I did in the morning is the guy who bought my motorcycle a few months ago, works as a handyman around the place where my cousin's house is, and he happened to be there. So I just started piling on stuff for him, giving him pneumatic brad shooters and tools. The tools that I'd taken out of my toolbox, which I sold, that don't fit with me. They're tools that are useful when I'm around sticks and bricks or up here, but hand tools, stuff that you collect almost over a lifetime. Some that I'd gotten from my dad, some that I pick up on the roads, all kinds of stuff. So getting back to that point of getting rid of stuff has made it easier now for me, because when I take a look at the offers that people make that are just ridiculous on Facebook, I've been able to see how not so ridiculous they are, because I went to a pawn shop to try and sell some of the items that I had, some testers, a compression tester, and different things that you see around a pawn shop, and I have a drum machine that I have listed for $100 with a lot of extras, and I knew I wasn't going to get that at a pawn shop, but I figured if I get, even if for all the stuff I take in, I had like 2 armfuls of stuff, even if they offered me $70, $80, $90, $100, I'd just be happy. It'd all be gone. I mean, it'd be $600, $700 worth of stuff, but I'd be happy with it. Well, went in and looked at everything, and the most that they were going to give me on something was $20, and that was on something that was worth more than that. And anyway, so I didn't sell any of it. I mean, some of the stuff they were offering me $1 or $2 on. So I would have gone in there with that $600-700 worth of stuff. Maybe that's exaggerating, but I don't think so. I think I was stupid enough to pay that much when I bought it. But anyway, it was worth it then. And the person, after I said, no, I'm not going to sell anything then, the person was real nice about it. Basically, she said, when you go into a pawn shop, you ought to go in to pawn something. Don't go in to sell it, because we got, if you sell it on Facebook or something like that, the person who gets it is going to use it, by and large. Otherwise, it might be another retailer that picks it up because they know a value and have a market that I'm not familiar with. But anyway, she made sense. She said, go ahead and take their lousy offers. Well, after being offered $1 for something that I had listed for $40 and expecting to get maybe $15 for, now it's not that crazy to take somebody's offer of $20 or $25 for it. In other words, I'm going to go back and try again. I'm not going to worry about selling it, because I can always give it away. And but I am going to leave them listed there. I'm just going to soften my view on these things, because my goal is to rid myself of things that I don't really need and not be tethered by that. I've had an awful time here in Las Vegas. I've been out of the life of being a nomad for almost 2 months. I haven't been here in Las Vegas the whole time, but I've been spending time. I was in Atlanta, and I spent time, or in the Atlanta area, and basically boondocking at Walmart's and traveling the roads, boondocking at Love's and Flying J's. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just not the peacefulness that I had on the beach at Port Aransas, where I was only there 2 nights. But it was just so nice because I felt like I was boondocking. I was there was the ocean, there were nature was all around me. It wasn't just city. And so anyway, I know that many of us are going to go through this kind of torturing. Maybe I torture myself more than y'all will, but it is tough when you've been living the life and then you have to come back to town in order to take care of stuff that you don't need in the life, but you look at still with value, and it's like, I can't quite get rid of it for this, and then become more mercantile in your thinking. That's what happened to me. I started thinking, as I say, concentrating more on the selling of things, actually, than on the goal that I have, which is to rid myself of things. And you know what? Everything that I've given away, I have hardly thought about twice. Everything that I've given away that was of such value, because it was gone, I didn't have to think about it anymore. It's an amazing thing. And these are not things that I didn't value, but they just are not valuable to me in living the nomad life. So I want to say that, yeah, I shared a lot of theory, and I shared a lot of things that I had learned and thought about, things that were guiding me in this trek of ceasing to be tethered by things. And even me, the guy who knows better, find myself very, very susceptible to being distracted from the purpose. It's not about minimalism. That's not what it's about. It's about essentialism. And essentialism meaning you have all your essentials, and everything else is just is an extra if you have room for it. So anyway, my struggle is that I kind of caught up in the trap of doing online yard sailing, and that's not really the way to deal with this. So I have sympathy for you. Watch out as you go through it. You may find yourself getting distracted. If you can keep yourself connected to the fact that your goal is to get rid of stuff, you should be able to do that in a much shorter time than I have here. And I'm hopeful that when I leave with my trailer, that I'm leaving with things that I'm going to pass on to my son up in southern Washington, possibly to another friend, and then eventually have the trailer emptied up and get rid of the trailer, or build it out for somebody, or do something else with it. But anyway, so I hope it's been kind of clear that I've been going through some anguish, and I've been learning some new things, and got hung up on the wrong things, and got all away from the whole reason I'm doing this, and that is to live a better life, to live a good life, to share a good life, and to enjoy the things I have and the people that I'm with, and not feel overly hindered by things. Because when you own something, it's like having a pet. You have to take care of it. That's why, Jesus said that there are people that have to build bigger barns to store all the stuff that they have in it. And, what we don't know is that life is short, and if I build a bigger barn to put my stuff in, when I die, somebody else is going to have to go through it, and they're going to do what I do, and they're going to be a lot less passionate about stuff than I am. So I need to think like, this stuff isn't mine, doesn't belong to me. Hold on to those things that honor somebody, like mementos and things like that, but other stuff, nah. And yes, I have gotten rid of stuff that I've gone, oh, I could have used that. I have done that. But you know what? I'd rather live that way than to be hauling it all around with me and never use it and never feel free. So good luck to you. Hope it works well. Bye.
Far away from your troubles and worries.